Well, if you've had the chance to live or travel outside of Canada, you'll know that there's one aspect of our culture that you can find just about anywhere in the world, a game of hockey. But we can't remember hearing of one at this altitude before. Our South Asia correspondent, Jas Johal, and a few other expats did a lot of climbing to be able to share our game with some locals.
Like so many Canadians, Tony and Peter suit up for a weekend hockey tournament. Look closer, though, and you realize you aren't in a Canadian city. The mountains nearly touch the sky, and the Sacred Bulls are a team you've probably never heard of.
These guys know how to play. They certainly have the wind.
Once a year, Canadian diplomats travel to Leh to play hockey, a tradition that began in 2001 when an Indian official applied for a travel visa.
When they were interviewed, the question was, well, why do you want to go to Canada? And the official said, well, it's to get ice hockey equipment. So these officers thought, well, Indians don't play ice hockey. It's a hot country. That's a scam.
When the Canadians investigated, they were amazed to find a tiny hockey hotbed in the foothills of the Himalayas.
Hockey was introduced here in the 1980s by the Indian Army. So when Canadians arrived here nearly a decade ago, what they found was rather amusing. Skates were nothing more than army boots with metal bolted onto them. Goalies were wearing cricket pads and playing with field hockey sticks.
They're passionate about their hockey here. Even with temperatures dipping to -20, it's common to find 2,000 fans in the stands. And the Zambonis are of the two-legged variety, but just as efficient. And for this pond hockey game, you get your own play-by-play man.
This is beyond anything I've ever experienced, and it is one of the most amazing hockey experiences I've ever come across.
At 3,400 meters, it's the highest altitude rink in the world. The air is so thin that Canadians do shift changes every 30 seconds.
Our advantage is the ability to play in high altitudes of 11,000 and 12,000 feet. We have the stamina.
Located near the Pakistan border, the political problems are never too far away. Nevertheless, 10 years of Canadian donations of money and equipment has helped the game grow and kept teens busy in the winter when there's little to do. Construction of India's first indoor hockey rink begins in March.
Last year we selected our national ice hockey team for the first time ever. They went to Abu Dhabi to play in the Asian Challenge Cup, which was the first international tournament. And we also managed to score our first international goal.
To see them now, they got full gear. They're really understanding the game. They're going on international tournaments. It's just like I'm like a father who's seen his child grow up for 10 years.
Thanks to these Canadians, our national game now has a home on the roof of the world. Jas Johal, Global News, Leh, India.